The secret is out. The all-new Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook is here, and it's what you've been waiting on. The action never stops. Live odds, live bets, live excitement. The biggest sportsbook is waiting on you. Your team, your moment, your win. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players. Welcome to the Accredited, powered by 10th year seniors here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Ronaldo, and this show will absolutely be organized chaos, literal definition of it.
I'm John Mark, and I survived the carnival, the flu, COVID. I don't know what happened, but it's been a rough month.
I just want our listening public to stay with me on this one, because y'all remember a couple of weeks ago, I'm sure y'all do, y'all stay locked into us religiously. Y'all remember a couple of weeks ago when I was sick, and all John did was make fun of me being sick. He was saying he was going to call the labor board because I ain't telling nobody. I walk in and
I still work
every place. I have no doubt about you working. You all hear how sick he sound? And he is in the studio doing the same thing I did.
I still worked. I didn't get like a day off.
Well,
or two.
You had to do double duty, which we are going to talk about as we get deeper into the program. But this show, like it is every week, is brought to you by Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook. This is the reason why you get 2 hours. And I call it a special extended edition of the Accredited, because that's what it is. Thanks to Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, the biggest and best sportsbook in the Bahamas, where you go to play and you go to win. So John mentioned being on the road, having to do all of that because he was traveling with our senior men's national basketball team. I don't know if John even has a specific job. I don't think his title matters anymore. John is just known as the fixer.
I'm just there.
Yeah, he's the fixer. And so he gets first-hand viewing. We're going to talk about some behind-the-scenes stuff as well, as much as we can. But we got to get to the result first. And this window, the last week when you all joined the show, we talked about how the Bahamas pulled off a huge road win in Jamaica. Jamaica looking to make history. Franco Miller, Tavario Miller, and them boys is like, nah, no history for y'all. Not quite. Take us back to that moment, John, because I saw, listen, the Jamaica Observer and every media house was blowing it up. They was ready for that. They was posting for that game from 10 a.m. They was posting for that game. Almost 4,000 Jamaicans came out to watch that game. What was that?
Shout out to Jamaica. Let's just put it that way. Shout out to Jamaica. What they did is they embarrassed us.
Yes.
And when I mean they embarrassed us, they embarrassed our local, who's supposed to be a basketball community country.
No, we're not. We suck.
Yeah, no, we're terrible. The support that they had in Jamaica was on par to when we were in Argentina for the pre-Olympic qualifiers.
Wow.
Was on par for the Olympic qualifiers.
Put a pin in that.
Spain.
Put a pin in that for a second, right? Jamaica, who is on the international stage, relatively new to basketball. This ain't even their thing. I don't care what their population is. This is not their thing. They have not been anywhere near a basketball powerhouse. They just started investing in it and actually caring. And look, they get 4,000 right off the jump. What do you think it'll take for us to get that?
I have no idea, but everyone there was hype. Like, you could see that they had their people. They had the niche crowd that they needed, right? Because let's put it this way, 4,000 people in Jamaica isn't a lot of people in the grand scheme of things,
Still
right?
4,000.
It's 4,000, but it's 4,000 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Usain Bolt out there.
That's another thing I was about to go to, right? Even the people that ain't connected to this, but they just know
Asafa Powell out there.
They're ambassadors of the country, but they were courtside just to be a part of that.
Yeah, no, the atmosphere was, I would say, one of the best atmospheres I've been in all of my FIBA competitions.
That's crazy.
And it's been a lot of FIBA competitions. And we've been to a lot of big stadiums. We've been to a lot of, hostile environments. And Jamaica was right there in it. And I just wish we can get that type of fan support to our game when a Buddy Hield, a VJ Edgecombe, a DeAndre Ayton is not playing. Let's remember, They had no big time names,
Norman Powell was in there.
and they sold it out.
I didn't even think of it from that aspect. Yeah, this is not any of the big names. They don't know these people.
No.
They don't have a real connection like that with these people. Maybe a few of them, but it's not like they've been seeing Jamaican basketball rise through the ranks from the embryonic stages. They are just being introduced to these people, but they could come out in droves and support. And I get the difference in population, but still at the same time, relatively speaking, we still don't do that. And we have the capability to, because while I was researching for the show last week, I was watching some old Hugh Campbell games on YouTube, and Kendall Isaacs used to literally be packed, like standing room only. And this was for high school basketball. I'm talking like late 90s, early 2000s. Standing room only. We don't get that. How many senior men's national team games have we seen in Kendall Isaacs? And we've never seen it like that. Which one was sold out?
The one when Buddy and Kai played.
Okay.
One
time.
And then we had the one at Baha Mar, which was insanely packed as well, but that was packed based on the size of the venue and how everything was set up, right?
Yeah, that one, you can't take that one with a grain of salt, but still, it looked good.
Yeah. So my thing is, okay, there's things where we can improve as a federation, yes. The ticket prices in Jamaica, I think tickets start around $10 to go to the game, right?
I don't even think we could use prices as an excuse.
No, prices is an excuse because people are paying $15 to go to Hugh Campbell, right? Also, we have to remember minimum wage in Jamaica is like $400 a month. A month. So it's just like, it's apples and oranges compared to what it is. I just feel that if we were able to get that support, we would win more games. Our players are more excited to play on the road.
Always.
Because there is a crowd than playing at home because I feel like people only go to games to watch us fail.
That's a part of it. So they can criticize and say who should have been on this team, who should have been coaching, who should have done this, who should have done that. That's actually a big part of basketball discourse in general. Like from the NBA level, college level, straight down. It just seems to be that's what people love to do with basketball. But what you said is true, and I think we see it even reflected in the results because we would get blown out at home by Canada, but then go to Canada and lose by 6.
Yep.
Go to Jamaica and win. And even to the Puerto Rico game that we get to, which we should have won, still a close game.
Yep.
So it's not like we're going on the road and getting wrecked, and the atmosphere is a part of that.
Nope. It's just that we need our local community to rally around our stuff. Like Jamaica sees it as a big deal that they're in these qualifiers. Remember, we've been in the qualifiers since the jump. So we're spoiled. We've been, oh my God.
Oh, we spoiled. We just got this.
I don't understand. We just had one good run in the history of Bombers basketball. And everyone's just like, Olympics. Guess what, guys? The stepping stones to the Olympics.
We literally had one amazing year, one series of tournaments that got us to that point. Like we had one amazing cycle. There's no way we could possibly be spoiled by that and think that that's the norm. Do you know how incredibly it is for this one small country to have 5 NBA talents just floating in the pool? That's completely coincidental.
No, it doesn't make sense for what it is. Because even if you look at Jamaica doesn't have the basketball talent we have, right? Now, I will say to the Jamaica media and people, y'all need to hold your...
Settle down.
Yeah, just settle down.
You get a little too excited.
Exactly.
I appreciate the enthusiasm.
You're getting
of the
a little
people.
too entitled right now with that because, yes, y'all did beat Puerto Rico twice. And Puerto Rico isn't a slouch, but let's put it this way. The team Puerto Rico took against y'all, it's not the same team they took against us. They said, oh, hold on. We can't let this happen.
We can't lose another one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And remember, this team took Canada overtime as well. So the Puerto Rican team, it wasn't a bad team. But y'all hold your horses, right? They're talking about, like, they thought they were going to come in and they were going to chalk us up. Let us remember Jamaica. Because sometimes you have to remind these people. A Dominic Bridgewater wasn't there. Travis Munnings wasn't there. 2 key components to our team, not there. We played an 8-man rotation. We took 10 people down there. Didn't even have 12 people on the squad down there. But if you add Travis
and
Nato,
especially for that Puerto Rico game,
you got 10 people.
especially because
We didn't have Kai against y'all, Jamaica.
that's true.
Like, the talent we have, and this is what people need to realize, we have gotten so deep with our talent pool that people cannot come on the trips, and we're still going to have a very, very competitive team.
But all of this that you're saying even leaves me more perplexed, and I start to think about our people, and I wonder, is it that we just don't get it? Is it that we just don't understand how close we were and what we can do? Because
we don't understand.
From my mindset, this is how I thought it was gonna go. I thought it was gonna go, okay, we were 8 points away from the Olympics. Everything about the perception of Bahamas basketball locally is going to change. So when these games come around, people are going to be into this. People are going to want to follow this year round. They're going to want to follow these players and know what they're doing. That's what I thought it was going to turn into, because I thought everyone was going to be so excited for LA 2028. Let's make this happen starting from now. That ain't what it's been.
No, and the hardest thing is it's not going to be like that. And we're going to go with it again. Core Bahamas needs to step up. Jamaica had so many sponsors.
Boy, that little backdrop had all kind of sponsors.
But they had so much people believing in it and helping the program out. Whereas we can't get anything here still.
And they don't even have as much reasons to believe as we do. We literally have all the reasons to believe in it.
Yes.
We 8 points away. Like, I gotta keep saying that. We have all the reasons to believe in it. I don't understand how we just keep falling in our face.
8 points away, plus with bringing talent, more talent. Just like Kobe's system, more. We have more. Like, people don't realize this. So after these summer windows goes, right, we'll qualify for the second round. I will bet everything on that. The next November window comes. Guess who we get to bring into the arsenal? Dayton, Romad, Frederick King.
The guys who've done, we completely will not forget about, but you don't even think about the guys that are in college just because they aren't available for any of these. And you got to remember, all of those are seniors. All of those are going to be done.
Yep.
Back into the program.
Back right into the program. And that's a guard, a wing, and a center.
That's a youth movement, and that is a collective about 15, 16 years of college basketball, elite Division I college basketball between them coming into the program. But I don't know. I don't know what the disconnect is. I don't know if it's just a difference in cultures, because I am jealous of their sporting culture, because it ain't even just basketball. Like, we talk about it all the time with track. I don't know what the disconnect is between our people and actually coming out to do this. And we've talked about this kind of thing before. I don't know if it's the limited bandwidth. I don't know if we just have too much going on. I don't know what it... I'm open to hearing anything. I don't know what it'll take.
We keep going back to it. BJ Edgecombe came in high school and played. Was the gym sold out?
Not even close.
No. BJ Edgecombe came in college.
Bahama Hoops.
And played. Was it filled with Bahamians?
Baylor was there.
Baylor was there. It wasn't filled with Bahamians at all.
No, just his family.
There's a big promotion going on. BJ playing against the Miami Heat. I could promise you they're going to book at least 3 737s to go to that game.
I had so much people ask me if I was going to that, and I'm like...
I mean, we are open to going to a shout out to Bahamas Air if you want to reach out to us.
Yes.
Info at 10ys.com. If anyone from Bahamas Air is listening, give us a shout. You know, we might be able to do one collaboration.
But I was like, no, he's serious about that.
I am serious about that.
But I was like, we can't just be jumping on this now, right? Like, it's like the second half of the season.
It's like VJ's already made his name.
What are we... and this was literally me coming back from the All-Star game, and I was like, I just went to LA to watch this dude play. Like, we were there in Philly to watch a very important game. And he played Buddy for the first time in the NBA.
Well, it might be the last time.
Boy,
I mean, I don't mean it in that sense, but maybe last time this season.
I'm so sad about that. We can talk about that later. But I don't know. I get us being in the industry makes things different from our perspective. And because this is our favorite team, we talk about it from that perspective. But I don't know if it's creating the atmosphere. Maybe we need to do that. I don't know if that's going to work. I feel like the product should be good enough to work, but the product is very good. That ain't working either. I don't know what it's going to take.
I don't know what's going to take either. I wish I knew what it was going to take, but we just have to have, and let's put it this way. Yeah, we have 2 home games in the summer. I expect them to be sold out. I expect them to be big fan. But guess what, guys? They don't need it in the summer as much as we need it when we play in November. We just have to be real with it. We have to support the guys who are doing so much work to help us get to the position where then we could say, hey, we get the chance to qualify for the Olympics.
And Buddy, DA, Eric, and VJ would tell you that.
Yep.
They would tell you that. They know how important everybody else is. They know we have to win the games before they get there. Because you know what? If we ain't in contention, then there ain't no point in them even playing in the first place. So they would look at it like, well, why?
Exactly.
Why? If we don't win, if we have no shot at going anywhere, then what am I doing? Why? What's the point? Let's go to Puerto Rico. So we were still riding high off. You know, it's good when you come in as the villain. Wrestling is good about this. Reggie Miller always said this. When I get to go into someone else's arena and I get to end their dreams, it's always a good feeling. It's basically what we did to Jamaica.
Yeah.
Had a chance to go and do it again in Puerto Rico.
Boy, we had that chance to do it in Puerto Rico and completely ended.
We could have ended them. And we had Kai joining the team. When you told me Kai was going to be there, I was like, okay, that's amazing. That's a great help. That's a great help for Tavario. That's a great help for Isaiah. You got Kai in there, but we fell behind so fast.
See, the problem with that game was there was a game plan, and we just didn't execute it for 3 quarters. Meanwhile, we executed in the 4th quarter, and look what happens. It just becomes a great display of basketball. We weren't hitting shots. Puerto Rico wasn't hitting shots either.
It was a slog of a game. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, 71-66, very low-scoring game. We just came off a 99-96 against Jamaica.
Yeah. So at that point, it's just like, I feel, and Kai came after the game, and he was like, man, I should have XYZ, and yeah, I should have started doing what I was doing in the 4th quarter earlier. And I'm glad he told me that without people having to go up to tell him.
Because he figured it out
Because he figured it out himself. This team is going to be really, really dangerous in the upcoming windows. Like, I think if we can go 4-0 in this summer, right? And Kai plays how he played against Puerto Rico, we're going to be such a tough team to beat. Because Kai makes such a big difference. Defensively, offensively, you have to pay so much attention to him that he opens everything up.
Game on, Bahamas. The all-new Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook is where sports fans turn picks into play. From football to basketball and everything in between, we've got the odds that move with the game. It's fast, it's fun, it's built for players who know their stuff. So grab your picks, lock in your parlay, and feel the win with Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook. Some fans watch. Real fans play. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook turns every match, every shot, every score into your moment. The better you know the game, the better you play. Now with smarter features and a bigger experience, Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players who live the game. The secret is out. The all-new Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook is here, and it's what you've been waiting on. The action never stops. Live odds, live bets, live excitement. The biggest sportsbook is waiting on you. Your team, your moment, your win. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players. You know the game. You live for the rivalries, the buzzer beaters, the Hail Marys. At Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, we're built for that energy because we're built for players. Better odds, faster action, smarter bets. Visit everybodywinslive.com or drop into an EWL location and feel the difference. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players. We're going to hear from the 2 men of the hour, the superstar that had the superstar game, Franco Miller. And we're going to hear from Moses Johnson, because being able to lead this group, getting their buy-in, none of this happens without that. Let's hear from those guys in the post-game wrap.
Conference for the Puerto Rico and Bahamas game. We'll start off with a brief comment from player and brief comment from coach, and then we'll open up the room for questions. So, about the game.
You know, hats off to Puerto Rico. Hard-fought game. You know, as a team, we were just trying to really find our rhythm. We don't think we started off the game as well as we could have. We started to get it going in like the last 5 minutes of the game. And, you know, we just want to carry over good basketball into the next window and, you know, see where it takes us from there.
Thanks. Coach.
Good evening. Hats off to Puerto Rico. We know this would be a tough game, having been down for the past 3 games, so we knew we were coming into a dogfight, especially here. But like Franco said, we executed. We got some good shots. They just didn't fall, and so down the stretch we started to get it right, and it was just a little bit too late, too little, too late. But hats off to Puerto Rico. They played a good game. They played like they really wanted it, and we just came up short.
Thanks. Questions? Raul?
With Bahamas losing today, probably the next game against Puerto Rico in Bahamas during the summer may be a qualification game, depending on what happens next. Do you plan to have your NBA players for that game further on, or is this the same squad mostly that will be playing during that summer game?
Well, we'll start to formulate the plan. We don't know who will be available, but we hope to have the best 12 that we can put on the floor.
Jarni Canales from El Vocero. Piggybacking on the question from Raul Alzaga, the next game was Puerto Rico could be like a possible qualification game. Taking in consideration that you guys finished the way you finished with a strong rally, almost got it to tie the game, do you think that will push you guys forward to the summer to maybe be ready for get the win?
Absolutely. You know, momentum carries over, and so the way we played down the stretch bode well for us. It showed us that if we stick to our brand of basketball, we'll be productive, and so when we go away from it, we'll suffer. But I think most of all, it showed us that if we play the right way, we'll have success, and so we'll take the good with the bad and build on the successes of the last 5 minutes and carry that over to quarter number 1 in the next window.
Franco talked about Puerto Rico started better than you guys, and it took you a lot of time to get it going. Puerto Rico, if they lost this game, they were almost eliminated. Do you feel like they came out with that aggression that they know, hey, this is our chance?
That's me?
Yeah, either one. Can you talk about how they came out and if you feel if they knew if they lose the game, they were probably out of the tournament?
Yeah, I think they came out pretty aggressive. I think they came out, you know, with that in mind, at least, you know, just trying to win the game and trying to come out and trying to step on our necks and stuff like that. So I think they definitely had that in mind coming into the game. Yeah.
First off, I want to congratulate you guys, not necessarily because you didn't come out with the win, but the way you played, I really like. Compared to other times that I've seen Bahamas play, you play very unselfishly, a lot of extra pass, finding the open shooters. Simply, the three-point shot was not for you guys tonight. Perhaps if with a little bit more luck, maybe the result was different. I don't know. What's your point of view on that?
Yeah. Like I said, we executed. We got some extra passes, and the shots just didn't fall. We shot 9 for 33, 27%. So didn't get it done. You know. Apart from that, you know, we had some rough patches where we went on a 6-0 run, and then our guys slipped down on the next 3 possessions with the wet floor. That's tough. That's 6 points. So things like that happen. That really affects the game. You know. So We hope to get it right, But that was a big stretch for us. We were on an 8-0 run, a 6 or 8-0 run, and the next 3 possessions, the guys fell down on an alley-oop, on a layup, and on a drive to the basket. That's key possessions, especially with under 5 minutes. So, but such as it is, we control the controllables, and what we can't control, we just have to move on.
Thanks, Coach. And thanks, Frank, for being with us.
So, I mean, of course, yes, this team played great. I singled out Franco on last week's show, and deservedly so, because he had the game of his life, but also played well against Puerto Rico, almost had a triple-double. And I just want to talk about him over the course of this window, because when we have the NBA guys, we would always wonder, who is going to take that spot? Because that point guard spot was one that was up for grabs pretty much. You never were really sure who was going to be there. But I think Franco's proven that if I can do this without those guys there, I deserve a shot to run that offense and be a part of that squad.
I get what you're saying.
Yes.
But there's no way in this universe that VJ is not the starting point guard on that team.
I don't think VJ is a point guard.
Okay. I'm telling you. Want inside information?
I mean, I know you have inside information, but I think in terms of the best way for the team to run, I wouldn't run the offense through VJ. VJ's a playmaker, yes.
Personally,
VJ can get the ball on the wing, and he's even at the NBA level.
Personally, I think Garvin is the best point guard we have on the team.
The reason why, no argument there. I think the reason you don't run the offense through VJ is because he's too good of a finisher.
I know what you're saying. So, okay. So it's a great dilemma to have, right?
Absolutely.
My take is always going to be this.
You think Garvin's a better facilitator?
I think Garvin is a better point guard than Franco, because I feel, remember, initiating an offense and being the offense is 2 different things.
Absolutely.
Garvin could bring the ball up. He's used to it. He could start the offense. My opinion is Franco plays his best when he's off the ball and then gets the ball and is able to do what he has to do. So you think
he's a better combo guard guy you can bring off the bench, instant offense, that kind of situation. Yep. But here's the thing about the guard that you got to have on the floor when you have, because they are going to demand so much attention, right? The other 4 will demand so much attention. You need somebody that is consistent, even if it's just a catch and shoot, because in certain roles, in certain teams, you got to have certain roles, and that role changes. I'm thinking of Derek Fisher when he was with the Lakers, right? Derek Fisher ain't had to do much but catch and shoot, because the gravity of what Kobe and Shaq brought to the table, he was able to fill in.
Well, that's what Buddy's going to be key on the team.
Buddy's one of the guys you have to pay so much attention to, though.
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way. Realistically, we're always going to go back. Team Bahamas is going to go as far as DeAndre takes us.
Absolutely.
That's the end-all, be-all. And now that DeAndre has help in the front line, it's going to make his job easier. He's going to be able to rest. You're going to be able to have a Kai and Isaiah on the floor at the same time, right? Giving Aiden a breather. So he's going to be fresh more often and ready to go.
That DA Kai Jones at the 5 and 4, I think that is going to be so nasty. Like that's going to be something really impressive to watch. Like the time when we get to see that, I feel like I don't even care who we playing. I don't care what it's going to look like, but just seeing that on the floor at some point.
But you're not even thinking about Donnie.
I am, but I need to see those 2 get there. I'm thinking of Donnie further on down the line, because VJ obviously was ahead of schedule. I'm thinking of Donnie in that wave with the college guys that you mentioned earlier. I'm thinking of Donnie coming up with Romad, with Dayton, and with Frederick King. I'm thinking of him in that class. But in this current wave here, I like the fact that we have to debate who the crunch time 5 on the floor should be.
But I feel like the crunch time 5 on the floor is going to be determined who's been playing the best in the game.
Yeah.
Because if Franco's hitting shots, you're not going to not have Franco in the game.
And now this is what we always needed to get to a certain point, right? Because now I feel like it's going to get competitive. It's going to get more competitive for that 5th spot. And it has to, because that name you mentioned earlier, there's no way, and I know all of them happy for each other. There's no way Dominic Bridgewater watched what Franco did in those 2 windows and didn't think to himself, I got some catching up to do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I could fall behind.
No, this is going to be for the summer, such a tough team to name because who can I name right now on the team?
I mean, if we got some names we can.
VJ, Aiden, Buddy.
You think they can make it?
3 guaranteed names.
Guarantee Kai.
Right there. Yeah, and Kai.
Yeah.
So 4 names right there.
If Eric wants to
the
play,
Eric
you could
and
guarantee
Isaiah
Eric.
thing, there'll be guarantees. It's just who's going to play what game
Yeah.
because of the asterisks.
And I think we also need to explain that to people as well because, boy, and we used to have to do this explaining every week on every show for everything. It doesn't matter what AI generated photo or what Photoshop you see out there. Everybody who you think has a connection cannot all play.
That's why Jamaica is going to be in problems.
Yes, Jamaica's not going to have Norman Powell, the Thompson twins, Isaiah Stewart, whoever, Patrick Ewing, whoever. They're not going to have all
The
of that.
Thompson twins are not having that.
FIBA eligibility is a beast, and you can't circumvent it no matter what.
No.
So explain briefly, obviously, about naturalized citizens and why Eric and Isaiah are not playing in the same windows.
So Eric, because he played for Team USA before, was 2 things. You have to have your passport before the age of 16. And because he played for USA, he's automatically asterisk. Just like if Clay wanted to play for us, he'll be asterisk automatically. But he can't because they made an Eric Gordon rule where you can't transfer teams anymore.
The Eric Gordon rule.
Now, with Isaiah Mobley, he got his passport after the age of 16, meaning de facto he is considered naturalized, despite him never playing for USA basketball, having all the lineages that he needs in the Bahamas, considered a naturalized citizen.
The same goes for Clay, guys.
Yeah.
So just know when you hear these names, we would love it if all of these barriers were broken down, but that's just not the way it works.
Now, we got to have an exhibition game.
Yeah, that's just not the way it works. So, I mean, you got to blame the parents who didn't make sure they had passports.
I still blame
as
FIBA
kids.
on it because it's like, how are you telling a minor to go get a passport?
Yeah.
They legally cannot do it.
How did you feel after the Puerto Rico loss?
I mean, it sucked. You shouldn't ask me how I felt during the game. I was just like, we can't buy a bucket. We can't run a play.
Oh, you didn't text anything, so I knew.
Yeah, it was,
I know in those high pressure situations, just let you be and then
because I looked up and I said, okay, we have a chance in the 4th. And then they got 3 offensive rebounds at the end of the game.
Let's get to that part because we went down 11 early. We were down double digits for most of that game. 4th quarter, still struggling back and forth between 11 and 7. Then the Bahamas goes on this run. And it looked like Franco was going to be the hero again.
Okay, so there's 2 things with this, right?
ahead.
We couldn't get an offense rebound, which sucked. Second, these FIBA referees bailed the hell out of them because Kai blocks a shot, and then on the way down, he goes for the ball, and the guy does the, wiggle the hand, and Kai hits him on the arm, and he calls a foul with 2 seconds on the shot clock. And I'm like, bro, you cannot call that in that situation. That's just a bailout call, right? He had nothing to do, and all he could do was, nah. That's a call that, in my opinion, both ways should not be called. But if we would have gotten that offensive rebound or defensive rebound, my mindset was run the floor, dunk the ball, be down by 1. And then you put the pressure on them to make a shot or have to run a play. And Kai was just playing some crazy defense at the end of the game.
He was unleashed.
Yeah, he was just, but I mean, I don't know why the whole team didn't crash to the boards for the rebounds because we needed it. But that's just how basketball goes. Just like with Jamaica. Jamaica thought they had theirs in the bag.
Whew.
And then,
Boy, let me tell you something about how my heart sank with that turnover
Yeah.
on the inbound.
and then Franco came and he just completely destroyed
And he
Jamaica.
hoped they had anything with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Great pass by Shad. So he against Puerto Rico, he hits that 3, and so
He banged it in too.
and I'm following on play by play on the FIBA website, not actually watching. And so I see, okay, we're down 69-66, 52 seconds left. In my mind, we have at least 2 possessions we could get out of this. One, maybe if they run down the shot clock to max capacity, but I just didn't think that was going to happen. So I'm thinking we get 2 possessions and it's just not updating. And by the time it updates, you get to the point that you were talking about where this guy gets fouled and goes to the line with 2 seconds left. And I'm like, how did they hold the ball for 50 seconds?
Just going to get that rebound.
So let's look ahead. We're looking ahead. We're looking ahead to July, and we got all the guys.
You got all of them.
We got all the guys. So y'all come up. What are the dates again? It's July 3rd to 6th. Which one
July
is up first?
3rd and is against Jamaica, and July 6th is against Puerto Rico.
So listen to me. Listen to me, Bahamas. They came out in the thousands because they expected to beat us. This ain't track where they know they get to walk all over us in Carifta. This ain't soccer where they know, we know what that'll be like.
Mm-hmm.
This is ours. And if y'all ain't go be there to hold on to what's ours, they already think they better than us just because of all of these fake Photoshop flyers going around with who they think they about to have. They think they better than us.
Well, they think they're better than us because they have 2 wins.
Y'all wasn't even close to the Olympic. Anyway, you know what? I'm not going to go on a rant. They think they're better than us. They definitely think they're better fans than us. They say it all the time, and we have to hear it from the other Caribbean journalists at Carifta. They think they are better fans than us. They think we are spoiled. Prove them wrong July 3rd. And while y'all in that wave, carry that over to July 6th because we're going to need you.
But you know why I feel it's going to be sold out? Ain't nothing more prouder than the Bahamian during independence.
You have to. Honestly, this is the perfect series of events. The only thing that could make this more perfect is if this game was on July 10th.
Oh, jeez.
Like, that's the only thing that could make it perfect. But the national basketball team has an opportunity to make this one of the greatest independence weeks
against
ever.
Jamaica, July 3rd, we have a chance to clinch to the second round because Puerto Rico's not being Canada.
I did not know this.
Yeah, so if we beat Jamaica...
So this is a game pretty much...
Yeah.
You playing for advancement.
You playing for advancement.
Oh, hell yeah.
So you beat Jamaica and you're in. Let's just put it that way. And Puerto Rico's not being Canada because I'm trying to pull up filibuster.
No, I got you. So July 3rd, July 6th, those are the dates. I just want y'all to really take it personally. Like when y'all hear us say they had 4,000 people and we don't never have that for anything, but
okay, here we go.
Get into that. I'm done filibustering. Just show up.
So Canada has put tickets on sale now.
Playing in SGA's hometown.
Hamilton, Ontario. Who is on this flyer? Well, you got SGA.
The MVP of the NBA. Listen,
you got RJ Barrett. You got Dylan Brooks.
Right now for the
audio
audience.
You got Jamal Murray. You got the whole NBA.
Which let me tell them where they could go to find this. So you could go to Canada Basketball on Instagram, and if you look at it, they are directly marketing all of their NBA players on this flyer. You got Dylan Brooks, the MVP of the league, SGA, RJ Barrett, Lou Dort, Jamal Murray, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, and then some other guy. Oh, that's Nembhard from the Pacers.
Yes.
So they have 6
That's
NBA.
not even Matheron and
Six
all of those
six
things.
NBA players that they're advertising to galvanize support and get people out for this game. We got to do the same thing. Dominic, get to work on the flyer. Like we're gonna
get to work on the flyer and put that out.
Together. Yes, let's put that out there, please, because you know what? Canada is a basketball powerhouse, and they're showing you how to do it, so we don't have to guess. We ain't got to reinvent the wheel and try to be fancy. Follow down the exact path that they're doing. Do the same thing.
I'm gonna send them some photos. I'm gonna say, here you go.
Yeah, let's go. There's no reason we can't have that out next week.
Game always have it Friday.
Canada doing it right now.
Yeah, our flyer about to break the internet. Who else we could put in this flyer? Michael Thompson? Should we put Clay on it for no reason?
When we get to the next segment, I want to talk about somebody who we putting on the flyer and how they break in the internet for different reasons. I needed you here to properly defend this. It's a great time for VJ in the NBA. Not so great time for DA. Not so great time for Buddy. We'll talk about that next. Game On Bahamas, the all-new Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook is where sports fans turn picks into play. From football to basketball and everything in between, we've got the odds that move with the game. It's fast, it's fun, it's built for players who know their stuff. So grab your picks, lock in your parlay, and feel the win with Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook. Some fans watch, real fans play. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook turns every match, every shot, every score into your moment. The better you know the game, the better you play. Now with smarter features and a bigger experience, Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players who live the game. The secret is out. The all-new Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook is here, and it's what you've been waiting on. The action never stops. Live odds, live bets, live excitement. The biggest sportsbook is waiting on you. Your team, your moment, your win. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players. You know the game. You live for the rivalries, the buzzer beaters, the Hail Marys. At Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, we're built for that energy because we're built for players. Better odds, faster action, smarter bets. Visit everybodywinslive.com or drop into an EWL location and feel the difference. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players. All right, let's talk NBA. I get so deep into talking about the national team stuff because in terms of who we root for, and we say this all the time, we are way more concerned about the names on the back of the jerseys than the names on the front. Like, I like the Philadelphia 76ers as long as VJ is there. I like the Lakers as long as Ayton there. I only like the Warriors while Buddy was there. I do not like the Hawks. I do not like the Hawks at all. I hate the Hawks organization because Buddy is not going to get a single meaningful minute for this team. And when he went there, and I saw we already know they were in a youth movement. And then you saw them make a trade at the deadline, and it was Luke Kennard and Gabe Vincent, and it wasn't Buddy. And I had to resign myself to the fact that, wow, Buddy is going to have to finish this season in Atlanta on a team that isn't actively trying to do anything and has a logjam at that position. He's not even going to play over Corey Kispert and random names. Buddy has played 5 minutes since he got traded to the Hawks. It was in a blowout against the Timberwolves, and that has been it.
Meanwhile, this is a man who has average playing like 80 games a season.
In that time span, what's so funny is the Hawks have had at least 3 games that they've won by 25 points or more. Coming out of the All-Star break. And I was like, is he even going to get playing time in any of those? When you see someone is not playing in those games, because everybody beating the Nets by like 50, 40 points. When you ain't playing against the Nets, that's just telling you there had to be a conversation behind the scenes, them saying, hey, look, we just ain't playing you. Barring some unforeseen circumstance, some drastic thing, we're just not playing you at all, which is a crazy thing to do with a vet and a crazy thing to do with a vet with his reputation.
Man, I was just hoping that they bought him out and we could have played him in Jamaica and Puerto Rico.
That's what I ended.
I mean, he would have had, what is this, a 60-minute game?
That's what I
a
ended.
40-minute game? He would have had 35 minutes a game.
I don't understand it. So like, did they make the move for him to just to be able to use his expiring contract? Because I'm trying to think of what's in it for Atlanta and what's the point from. Obviously, it's not a point for rotation purposes. You didn't get him to help your team. So what is the purpose of it? It's kind of redundant. You getting him and CJ McCollum.
Well, the buyout option for him after this season, because they have 1 year left and then a player option. So
the player option would be the following season.
Mm-hmm. So that would turn into all right, so they try to buy Buddy out now. Buddy could then say, well, I have $10 million left on my contract, so I need $8 million. Whereas he finishes the season out, it could turn into, all right, give me $3 million and I'm gone. So it's just, to me, it's just going to be a math thing when it comes to contracts. Like, instead of paying him close to 10, we'll play him 3 at the end of the year and then he'll just get the hell out of there. That's what I'm hoping for.
It has to be, because this is the way how people are actually run out of the NBA. This is how it happens. Like, you see people, you hear a name, you get to hear a little less. They become the journeyman, and they go from being a rotation player, and those numbers drop to single digits, and then before you know it, they're not on the next edition of 2K. This is kind of how it happens. And right now, we in some serious times with this, because when we heard all of the buzz around the trade deadline, what's the one thing we always kept saying? Please do not go to one of these wastelands of basketball that nobody cares about. The Hawks have never won anything, have never done anything important. That's one of them franchises. Like the most important thing, the most important thing for the Hawks right now is Jeff Teague's podcast. They don't have anything. They just...
Well, you know how they don't have anything? Look at the promotion they're doing.
Magic City.
The Magic City. Like, that's all they have.
The strip club.
That's all they
A
have.
strip club is their major... that's their major draw. That's their major draw. And this is the place where Buddy is. And the sad thing is we just got to watch this continue for the rest of the season.
Yep.
That's it.
Man, we could have used them.
Of course we could have used him. And you know what really bugged me? When he got his jersey retired by Oklahoma, Atlanta had the nerve to post that. And I'm like, why would y'all even post this? Y'all ain't give... You know what? If you want to honor him, then play him 10 minutes. You think he cares about y'all, but you don't even know y'all people. He just met y'all. You think he care about y'all posting that to y'all social media pages?
No.
Like, that's crazy that they even claiming him like that.
They could have collabed that with the Bahamas Basketball Federation. It would have made more sense.
Might as well.
He ain't never getting cut from that team. I can tell you that.
You crazy.
His spot is locked.
For life.
Guaranteed.
For life.
That dude could be 45 and say, boy, I want to play.
I was about to say he could be in this spot. He could be out there and be a spot up
As long as he can shoot a ball.
10, 15 years, just come out there and spot up and shoot the ball. But situations like this, and it had me thinking, right? Like, you could be the good employee and you could do all the right things. Because what's the one thing that's said about Buddy at every single stop?
Such a likable person. Such
All
a
of
great
that.
teammate.
All of that. Hardest worker, first one in the gym, staying afterward, getting extra shots up. Great to have in the locker room. Team guy, glue guy, all of that wonderful stuff. And you know what it buys you? Absolutely nothing.
Nope.
It buys you nothing.
But if you play for Bahamas Basketball,
Well, that's
gives you everything.
yeah, that's settled. That's all well and good. We ain't got to worry about that part. It's really, and it's one thing if it's a young guy with an attitude problem or something, but it's vexing to see this happen with a veteran that everyone tells you did all the right things. Every single press conference Steve Kerr was in, and they would ask him about Buddy. He wasn't even saying this kind of glowing recommendations about Kuminga.
Look how he's playing.
And look at that. I mean, well, we all know they botched that.
Yeah, we all know that.
In real time, everyone knew they botched it.
Yeah.
Like that's no surprise. But you say all these things about him being this kind of person, and then you just send him into basketball obscurity. Like I will never forgive the Hawks for this. I will never forgive the Hawks. I hate the Hawks. I hope their franchise never does well. I hope the only thing they have to hold on to is that season where that 60-win season, and they think they got knocked out in the second round. That's the apex of their organization. I never want them to be better than this.
Yeah. You know who else never going to get cut from Bahamas?
We got to go here.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, I talked about it a lot last week, but I was in that fight by myself, John. I talked about it so much last week, but now you're here, so I feel like I got a partner in crime with this.
First of all, y'all can shut up.
Let's go.
I mean,
Let's go.
y'all acting like this dude is a scrub.
Okay, let me tell you what my biggest problem with this is, right?
He's the first person people mention. He could be on the bench, did not play, but we lose that because hey, shut up. What you want Aiden to do? Take the ball from half court and dunk? You realize LeBron James and Luka and Austin Reeves play on this team.
Luka is taking like 20 shots before the first quarter.
You know how
ended.
much basketball there is on the court at one time?
Only one.
Only one. What you want to do? You want him to anchor the defense, right? Be the big man, get the rebounds, and then score 30 at the same time?
You know what they want him to do? And this is something that I am completely against. They just want him to shut up and play. This is my problem with the whole thing, right? And I said this last week. I understand why people feel some kind of way about him mentioning Clint Capella's name. And I wouldn't have done that part either. So I give him wrong for that, because I don't feel like you should directly bring someone else into your situation. So I get that part of it. But the point that he was making still holds true.
He ain't Clint Capella.
I completely understand the point that he was making. He doesn't have the same kind of game. Whatever they spoke about before he came there, there has to be a disconnect there, because I don't think he believed he came there to be that. And DeAndre Ayton's not ignorant. Go back and listen to the things that he was saying when he signed there. He took $10 million less to come here. He said he knew this was one of his last chances in the NBA to rehabilitate an image and be a part of a winning team and contribute. He knew all of this going in. He knew all of that going in. But do y'all think, look at the problems everywhere else in this organization. He is becoming a scapegoat for the coaching staff and for fans.
Just like in Phoenix, scapegoat DeAndre Ayton.
Does it seem to you that Luka and JJ Redick have the best relationship? That don't seem like a great relationship to me. Look at what all the stories that came out early in the year about LeBron and his status with the organization. It seems like they go from one Laker topic to the next, and now the spotlight just happens to be on DA, and everyone is piling on. Every single basketball platform. It was amazing to me. I did not know these people didn't care this much about Ayton when he got picked number 1.
Nope.
Everybody that has a podcast, every legacy media, everyone took an opportunity to just say how much they dislike him and blah, 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 and go through all of that. Really?
They could dislike him all they want. They wrong.
Really? Like, the thing about it is, if you disagree, if you don't like the way he play in the game, that's fine. But I honestly don't see any one of y'all at y'all jobs, if y'all don't like the way that y'all was being used, and if y'all had the courage and the power to say something about it, y'all would.
Yeah.
What's wrong with saying you don't like the way you're being used? I honestly don't understand that. And then there's people saying, oh, he just needs to be a team player and he needs to shut up and fit his role. No, everyone's not going to do that.
But he's been a team player. That's the thing. Like, he's come in and he's accepted a role that he knew he was going to have, right? Granted, like I said, they said something in the beginning of the season, something had to change, and the role was changed or whatever it was. When we spoke to Michael, like, we all know there are times when DeAndre would be not as engaged as you want him to be. But you have to involve him in the offense. You just can't be like, all right, we're going to give you 4 shots today, DeAndre. It's like, cool. I get my 4 shots. I make my 4 shots. Like, yeah, if you're going to go play basketball and that's all you're going to do, you're not going to have that much fun doing that.
You can't even go to Malcolm Park and play pickup basketball with somebody who having all that effort and you and letting them get no shots up. You think it worked like that in the NBA? And everyone wants to have this view that you're supposed to be altruistic and just think team first. Nah, these teams don't be thinking player first.
No.
When it comes time to look, it's so funny that we was just talking about, buddy, you think the Hawks thinking team first or any of that? No, they thinking about what they need and what they want to do. So as a player, why shouldn't you think about what's best for you? Because DA have to be thinking about the next step too.
Yep.
He got to be thinking about the next step. And if all y'all allowing me to show is rim run, you classing me with this Daniel Gafford, Clint Capella group, then that means that means I can only get paid like that. Yep. See, it's more to this. You classing me with them, so that means you slotting me in with them financially, and that ain't where I want to be. I was just somebody who was just getting $140 million between the Pacers and the Suns battling for that to match that contract.
Yep.
That's the player who I am. And the Jackson Hayes thing, but that's one of the most triggering things to me, because nothing makes me more upset than these Laker fans that are clamoring for Jackson Hayes. The numbers that DeAndre Ayton puts up on his worst days are better than the ones that the backup center has, and this is you all clamoring for.
Like, they always say the backup quarterback is the best. But
most popular person in town.
The most popular person in town on the Lakers is a bench player. Always. And it's Jackson Hayes this time. Like, I tell you this. Let's just say they sign Kai Jones tomorrow. It'd be Kai Jones.
John, Jackson Hayes ain't some scrappy underdog story or some young person people haven't seen, you know. He was drafted number 8. He was a lottery pick.
Mm-hmm.
He was picked 8 by the Hawks, traded to the Pelicans. Couldn't even win a starting job with the Pelicans, by the way. Couldn't win a starting job with the Pelicans in 3 years, with the Lakers in 4 years. In 7 years, has never averaged more than 9 points. Has never averaged more than 5 rebounds. Those are his career totals. DeAndre Ayton has never played that poorly.
No.
Ever. As a matter of fact, the games he has like that are the ones when people want him shipped out. So it's no way that y'all could tell me that that is what you prefer. JJ Redick, most of it should be falling on him. Most of it should be falling on him. Yes, Ayton should be accountable for his effort and controlling what he can control. But he's still looking out for him and his career first. And everyone does that. Stop pretending that this whole team first thing is something that exists in reality, because it ain't true.
No.
Nobody has signed contracts together. They sign contracts individually.
Yeah, I don't understand that the love for Jackson. Like, not that I'm disrespecting him,
It's
but I
just
feel
facts.
you could put 6 players right now in the same spot as him, and they'll do the same exact thing.
You can. Dallas had like 3 of them when Luka took them to the finals. But they...
You know what the difference is? DeAndre can still win you games.
And the reason I call him a scapegoat, right, is they are virtually unbeatable when he plays well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
How do people not see that? Like earlier in the season, there was none of this early in the season, mind you. None of this talk was there early in the season. It just happened to be a series of unfortunate events, and one thing piled on to another. First, it was the stupid detained and not arrested thing that blew up, and it started ill will from there. Actually, it started a little before that. I remember him when he got poked in the eye against the Nuggets. He was playing so good going into that. Got poked in the eye, came back probably too early, had a bad game. That's where it started. Then you had the stupid thing over All-Star break that already painted him in a negative PR light. And we know how you feel about the PR.
You got to
and
be
all
the
of that
first
stuff.
one out with news, eh?
So we had that, right? And that's going into it. Then bad game out of the All-Star break, and here it comes, because all the social media and all the shows, oh, this is what he was doing on the break, and then he came out with a bad game, blah, blah, blah. That kind of thing happened, right? Okay, great. DA, you got to put up numbers. It's only one way to shut these people up. Then he has the 20-10 game against Orlando. They lose that game, and he becomes the biggest scapegoat for that. And I was trying to figure out why. Like, I was trying to understand why.
I don't know what it is, but we always said it. Bahamians seem to be the ones who get targeted because it's always Buddy's fault. It's always DA's
Buddy is
fault.
the only one who can never play defense.
Yeah.
Every
on
other
the whole
player,
team.
every other player on the roster is a lockdown defender. Buddy's the only one that can't.
I'm waiting for the day when they try to turn on VJ, which they never can.
It will. It will. It always happens, and that's why you gotta always preach this to young athletes. And I would tell VJ this: do not mind how much these people love you right now. They only love the way you make them feel. They love what you're doing right now. When that feel good is gone, so will that support be. And speaking of that support, a big part of it, because I expect this from the American media, you know. Like, we always talk about them. They ain't gonna never be down for us like that.
No.
Which is why I don't even feel the need to be objective about these people, because what's the point of me doing the same thing that they doing? No, I'll never do that. I'll never do that. A big part of my problem is with Bahamian people not riding with this dude. And the fact that this purple and gold random laundry would mean more to them than him,
It's just crazy.
that's crazy to me.
The Lakers does not care about you.
Not even a little bit.
Has the Lakers ever put on a Bombers uniform?
This dude was doing that from 16. First player edition shoe in the NBA, one foot Jamaica, other foot Bahamian flag. 16 years old, he was representing this country, but it's just always, and you don't think he knows? He knows he's been always getting painted in a negative light. He was saying it from he was a teenager.
Yep.
He knows and he understands that. Like, these people don't live in a vacuum. Y'all think they don't get it? Y'all think they don't read it and see it, and people around them don't tell them? Y'all think he didn't see what it was like after the whole dumb fake arrest but really detained thing? Y'all don't think he sees
That's to this day. That's still because
it's dumb.
well, okay. I was in the great country of Trinidad and Tobago when this happened, and it happened to be in the morning. And Lauren came up to me and he was like, "Boy, you see, DeAndre got arrested." I said, "What?" I said, "Bro, if he got arrested, I would have known. Like, I would have heard something. I would have known." I said, "Whatever that is, that ain't real." That's the first thing I told him. Like, I didn't have to read anything, see anything, blah, blah, blah. So when I see the thing, I said, y'all got to be kidding me. Like, you know how much times DeAndre has traveled to this country? You think DeAndre is that stupid? Like, get from friggin' around here of Deon. Like I say,
Don't curse.
people just are like, arrested, so quick to just throw words out there. Because I remember first I said, ain't no way. And then I saw Lauren again, and I was just like, yeah, no, he was just questioned. He's like, that's it? Why are they making such a big deal out of this then? Because I said, because people like clicks and likes. And you know what? How about when DeAndre donates to JA? Let's make that a big deal. When DeAndre suits up for the country, let's make that a big deal. When DeAndre donates his time to go do XYZ for a camp, let's make that a big deal. No, they want to make a big deal out of a story that isn't true.
But this is my problem with us though, because and me and you know from talking to him off the record, like and things that he said, he knows these people ain't gonna ride for him like that, but he expects it from the Bahamian people.
Yeah.
And it hurts. It's different when you feel like you ain't getting that support from your people. He doesn't expect to get the love and adoration from the American media.
And he
at
doesn't
all.
care about the
And
American media.
He doesn't. But he cares what people here think.
Yeah.
He does.
He cares about his people. Like, let's be real. He cares about what home is. And everyone knows when you walk through your doors at home, you expect that to be your safe place. We need to treat all of our athletes.
All of them.
Doesn't matter if it's basketball, if it's baseball, whatever it is. When they are here, when we talk about them, it is a safe space.
Yo, they got to do something criminal for me to even think about being objective about it. Until that, like when I see all of this stuff, I'd be like, well, it's JJ Redick's fault. Well, he need to find a way to use him better. Like, I mean, I don't know if y'all see him running on the pick and rolls and get it to him. Then Chris Paul used to do a really good job of getting him the ball. By
He's
the way,
still dunking the ball.
Like, let's be real about that. And you know the crazy thing, like he came. I remember us talking about this. He came into the league averaging like 17 and 11 and stuff, and wasn't even playing with a real guard. Wasn't playing with people that could get him the ball.
No,
Like,
but see, one thing I realized just being around NBA people, right? Their favorite thing to do in their life is to put you in a box
yes,
and say, this is the only thing you can do.
and that's it.
And that's it.
And we just want you to do this,
And that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
They did doing it with both of them, with Buddy and Da.
Yeah. And I cannot stand, like, I feel like once there's a coach, and I would say Greg Popovich was great at it, being able to utilize his players in ways to win games. That's why he was so great. Eric Spoelstra is another coach where he could get the best out of his players.
I feel like Da would be so good there.
Yeah,
I
no,
feel like he needs a great
I'm
coach.
just saying it's
Yeah.
like a lot of these coaches, because let's be real, a lot of them are just regurgitated, coming out, running the same system, doing the same thing. They're not changing anything. They'll have one good year, then they'll fall off a cliff. They put them in the box and they say, well, this is what you are. Like, what are you, DeAndre? You're the rim runner. Rim runner. Like, that's what you're. No, DeAndre has an offensive arsenal that he could use. Defensively, could he improve? Yes, but he's still a big anchor.
But this is the thing, like, don't get it twisted. In any of this that we are saying, we are not saying that he is without some fault here. We are not saying that he's playing perfectly. Yes, he can improve. Yes, he can play better. This two things can be true. At the same time, this entire pile-on thing by basketball discourse and every single American media, they running out.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bit much at this point, because with all the problems that this team has, if y'all think all of that rests at his feet, then they probably losing in the first round. And then when he leaves or when he's gone, then we'll see what it is.
But
then.
he's still going to be coveted because they're going to say, hey, we'll be able to get DeAndre. I don't think it's going to be as cheap as what it was now, but they'll be able to get DeAndre. A team's going to get him, and they're going to if they utilize him in the right way. You just got to go to a better culture. Let's just put it that way.
Just the Laker thing is weird, man, because when you
Laker fans are weird.
The entire thing, and this reminds me so much of Dwight Howard being there and the way Dwight Howard got treated, and he was just scapegoated for everything just because Kobe didn't like him. Dwight Howard wasn't playing poorly.
Nope.
But all it was when you in those LA lights and that turns against you, it's tough. It's tough. And I hate to see both of them going through this, and I know VJ is on a completely different trajectory.
Yeah.
But I will never forget the line from Batman, and it holds true, and it's in real life. You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And that's the point where both of them are in their careers.
So you're saying if VJ goes to Boston or New York?
I think he's going to Boston. I can see him going to New York one day.
I'm just saying, like,
Boston, you got to get drafted there or go there in the twilight of your career. Dudes ain't just going to Boston in their prime.
I can see VJ saying, I'm going to go to New York.
Yeah, I could see him playing. I could 100% see him playing in New York. He's familiar with the city. Anyway, when we get back, we get into Bud Light Easy Takes of the Week.
Bahamas, are you ready for the ultimate Bud Light football experience? Buy 2 6-packs of Bud Light at any Jimmy's Wines and Spirits location or at participating liquor stores, and you're automatically entered to win. You could score an all-expense-paid trip to watch the Dolphins game live. Don't wait. Grab your Bud Light and get in the game today. Bud Light is distributed by Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, who reminds you to drink in moderation.
Bud Light Easy Takes of the Week. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Listen, I know football season's gone. I know you all want it back. I can tell because y'all been talking a ridiculous amount about the combine, and it's just workouts, and we've been blowing that out of proportion. But it's because y'all miss football. But we still got enough takes out there to share. We still got a lot of reasons to drink Bud Light. You know what I mean?
You know what the easy take is?
We could get started right now. Let's roll.
Kind of happy football season's on the break.
Yes, absolutely. Don't we all need a break?
Yeah.
We need to deload from football season. This is the time you should still be enjoying Bud Light. You might even actually need to be enjoying more Bud Light. Relax and sit back, y'all. It's enough content out there. We good.
Look, we know when it comes to football season, it's a jam-packed, everything's just crunched up in 6 months.
The NFL trying to make sure they have a game on every single night.
Yeah, it's just like doom scrolling. Let's put it that way. That's what football season.
Doom scrolling. Monday night football.
Thursday
Saturdays, night football.
Playoffs.
Later in the season, Saturday.
9 a.m.
Sunday.
Football,
And then in between that, you got to be watching waiver wires and injury reports.
Fantasy football.
All of that stuff.
I feel like a lot of people are having withdrawals because there's so much that happens that now they're like, why do I have this free time? And in that free time, you could be drinking the Bud Light. But
like you should be doing.
Free time also is, you do realize basketball season's going on.
I got so much hoops to pay attention to. Like, I am good. Which brings me, but before we even get to the hoops part, because we talk basketball straight through for the first hour. Bud Light Easy Take of the Week, number 1. Team Great Britain.
I mean, Great Bahamas?
Thank you. Team Great Bahamas. Hold on, pause. Bud Light Easy Take of the Week, number 1. Team Great Bahamas pulls off the upset of a lifetime. They pull off the greatest miracle in Houston, Texas. They beat Team USA tonight. Even with Screwball on the mound.
Did you not watch the first exhibition game where they scored 8 runs and 2 hits?
Yes. That's why it's the easy take of the week. What do you mean?
I love your optimism there.
Of course I do. This coming from the person who was like, how much Buddy can score tonight? 50.
Yeah, it's more believable when he was on the court, but
we could beat them. Listen, remember in 2023, when they played Team USA, and up until Kyle Schwarber hit that bomb, the game was still in
little
doubt.
close.
Yeah, it's a little close. A little close. Spaceballs, stranger things have happened. Just saying. Do you believe in miracles? I do.
All right, so you're saying Jazz hits a walk-off home run.
Easy. No, hold on. BJ Murray.
So Jazz hits the game-tying home run.
Yeah.
And then BJ hits the walk-off.
They walk Jazz to get to BJ.
You know what the problem is? There's too much Bahamians.
That's a great problem to have.
Like-
because based on the exhibitions, we so deep out there, it was BJ at first, Jazz at second, Lou at third, Ian was in left field, Trace was in right, and Robbie was the DH.
And Robbie was going off.
Yeah. First exhibition game, BJ goes 3 for 4, Robbie goes 2 for 3, 2 RBIs, Jazz scores the first run. Like, you're gonna be good. This is gonna be exciting. This is gonna be exciting. And they're gonna pull off the upset, and people in Houston are gonna lose their minds. The baseball world as a collective is gonna lose their minds. And then there's going to be the public outcry for, well, why we don't have a team yet.
Funding.
Yeah. No, but all of those questions are going to be answered once they pull off this upset against USA and the greatest pitcher in the league gets racked by this group of Bahamians. That's my first easy take of the week.
And Chavez Fernandez with the save.
I'll take it.
There you go.
I'll take it. All right. Bud Light easy take of the week, number 2. Coach, you're about to take these girls all the way to the Final Four. More upsets.
See, basketball is a funny sport, especially college basketball. And you got to get hot at the right time.
That's all it takes.
You got to get hot at the right time. Now, my thing is, I have no doubt in my mind that Coach Yo has the confidence to beat anyone in the SEC, like play against anyone in the SEC and keep it competitive and win the game, right?
SEC prepares you for war.
Yeah, so I feel sorry for the teams that are going to play against Ole Miss in these upcoming tournament games, because let us remember, when they're scouting, especially the first game, that's going to be like a 30-point win. They only got to scout for one team pretty
That's
much.
it.
Like, you're not scouting like, oh, we have XYZ amount of games we have to play.
And they had to run through such a gauntlet because of the weather was causing games to be rescheduled. And at one point they was playing I think they played 3 ranked teams in a 7-day span or something crazy like that. So they are going to be battle tested and prepared to win games on the road. I have a feeling about this team. I like this team. Other than the South Carolina game, which South Carolina has just made people look like that at some points.
Yeah.
But this Ole Miss team is hanging there with everybody. Like, they should have straight up just beat LSU. They just had a fourth quarter collapse. So I got a lot of confidence in this team, and I think Coach Yo pushes it further and further every year. Ole Miss is not the team in the SEC that people expect to make a run.
No.
But this is a time. And boy, would that payday look like after she does this.
Shout out to Coach Yo.
Always shout out to Coach Yo. Every single time. Bud Light easy take of the week, number 3. Y'all tripping about this arm length thing with Ruben Bain. Like, I don't know. Ruben Bain, the top defensive player for the University of Miami, who clearly was the best defensive player in college football. Probably at some point further down the line.
His ancestors? No? But I don't understand this thing when it comes to
Y'all, you had to be there to get it.
arm length and everything. Like, the dude is a bulldozer.
This is why I hate the combine. So y'all telling me, y'all just watch.
He's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's what you're saying.
Y'all watch his entire college career. Y'all watch nobody be able to block him. Y'all watch him dominate, be a big part of the reason why Miami was in the national title game. He actually probably would have been a top pick last year. But y'all watch all of that. And 3 or 4 years of film don't mean as much as when he stands in a random room in Indianapolis and y'all measure his arms and say, whoop, 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 I don't know.
Red flag.
They're like a quarter inch shorter than we thought it was going to be. What?
Yeah, that's stupid. Like, people are just gamers. And especially on the defensive side. Offensively, I could understand if you were an offensive lineman and you had short arms. Doesn't really work out that well, right?
Extend.
You gotta extend. If you're a quarterback and you have small hands, I get that type of stuff.
But I feel like all of that stuff and the problems that would arise out of that would have been revealed on film over the course of the 3-4 years you were in college.
Yeah,
That's
no.
my point.
My boy's straight.
Like-
the Bahamian ancestors straight. We got that on lock.
I'll tell you what, right? You know who they raved about having big hands as a quarterback? Johnny Manziel.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody was raving about that.
Big foot, big hand.
He was supposed to be a shoe-in. How'd that work?
No, not that well.
It ain't work as well as
He was a
actually
gamer,
being-
though.
It ain't work as well as actually being
Now,
able to play football.
if he was able to do like the drugs and play in the NFL, do you think he would have done better
If he wasn't doing the drugs?
if he was able to?
No. Some people need checks and balances. Some people need red lights. You need to be saved from yourself. He's one of those people. Everyone shouldn't hear yes all the time. Some people need to hear no and hear it frequently. He was one of those people. I just think we run out with it. And it's because of all the things we started the segment with. Like, it's because we starved for football, and so every 40 time is scrutinized. Like, how much do you think these people really learning from watching a linebacker do like the 3-cone drill?
You know they train for this, right?
When I was in school, dudes would stop playing for half of the season just to specifically work on these drills. That's it. Every year we would hear of people that would come out and all these receivers who blow in this 40 time underwater. Are they anywhere near the top receivers in the
You know
league?
what? They should be running in pads then.
Yes.
Let them run the 40 in pads.
Do all of that. All of the ones that, and strength is a different measurable, right? But just because a defensive tackle bench presses, I don't know, if he gets like 40 reps, that don't mean he about to be the best defensive tackle there. And that guy who was strong, you knew he was strong because you watched the film.
Did you see the guy that tore his ACL in the combine and then put up 38 like bench presses or something?
And this is, that right there is a big part of the reason why a lot of these elite quarterbacks are like, what are I going there to throw for? Mm-hmm. Y'all better come to my pro day. Y'all see me throw enough. What, throw? For what? I don't even want to go to
Did you
Indianapolis.
see how they were talking about Mendoza's how he holds the football? They're like, show me how you hold the football. That's a very odd way. He's like, Brett Favre did it like that. Oh, yes, Brett Favre.
You know what we saw? We saw Mendoza about to be tackled at the 2-yard line and spin around and score one of the greatest touchdowns we've ever seen
That's
in college
my
football.
quarterback.
That's what we saw.
That's a Terrell Owens. That's my quarterback.
We saw him have two, I need this drive to save the season and win the natty. We saw him have 2 of those drives.
2.
That's what we saw. Like, how he holds the ball, no, I'm not concerned about any of that. Moving on. Bud Light Easy Take of the Week, number 4. We get a little closer to Jamaica and Curfew this year.
Sure. I mean, I don't know what else to say with that. But
I know. It's just I was riding the wave of what we was talking about with basketball, and then just letting that carry over into that. But yeah, sure.
yeah, I mean,
We get a little closer.
we got better sprinters. No,
Sure we do. Do you have a Bud Light Easy Take of the Week? Oh yeah, you can't be on the segment. Sorry, 1 second. Give us 5 minutes. Let us finish this. Bud Light Easy Take of the Week, number 5. I want to look ahead to when Buddy's free. To when he gets
in the
his
summer.
whenever he gets his NBA freedom.
Oh,
yeah,
NBA freedom.
we good with the summer. We good with July 3rd and 6th. I want to look ahead to when he gets his NBA freedom. Where would you like to see him land?
San Antonio.
They got plenty guards, John.
I don't care.
They got a lot of
San
guards.
Antonio.
A couple of them got to go. And they got a lot of young guards. Because De'Aaron Fox, he did well with De'Aaron Fox.
Mm-hmm.
De'Aaron Fox knows him. You know what? There's 3 people I want. I don't know where he's going to end up, but
You gotta look at the Heat.
There's 3 people I want to see him play with. I either want to see him play with Halliburton again, whether it's Indiana or somewhere else. I want to see him play with Halliburton again because they still have a great relationship. I want to see him play with De'Aaron Fox again. Same thing there.
And VJ.
Okay, 4 people because I was going to say Ayton. Because I think Ayton needs it. See, I don't think VJ needs it. I think Ayton needs it.
Could you imagine Aiden
Who?
and Buddy?
Wait.
Going to Philly with VJ?
Joel Embiid is falling apart.
Shoot.
The same way they were signing Andre Drummond for minimums.
Shoot.
They could here's the thing.
We'll become beat writers.
Daryl Morey could realize that he made a stupid move trading away Jared McCain. But that stupid move opened the door for you needing another shooter. Grimes ain't it. And what if Kelly Oubre gets up out of there and goes someplace else?
Who cares?
You need you need another wing. You need a shooter. Think about the last memory y'all have of him, Philadelphia. He won a playoff game for y'all. And that's before all of these other people was there.
He didn't win that game.
Okay,
he played very well.
He almost won a playoff game for y'all.
Yes.
He would have won it if the rest of them was better. Think of that was the last thing y'all saw of him in that uniform. You traded away one of VJ's vets, could have hurt team morale. You traded away Eric Gordon, who was very important for him. How do you make that up for him? Because you do need to make this up for him.
Bring in DA and you bring in Buddy.
You bring in DA, you bring in Buddy. We just solved the Philadelphia 76ers. They become the new national team, usurping the Lakers, and they win a title. And 3 Bahamians get to celebrate that.
3. I'm celebrating too.
Well, you know what I mean. 3 on the floor. Obviously, all of the rest of us as well.
Maybe they get Clay too. Anyways.
Daryl Morey, get on it.
Yeah.
Do you have Bud Light Easy Takes of the Week?
That it's thankfully I'm alive.
But Bud Light Easy Take of the Week, it is very difficult to carnival and do this job.
To carnival and basketball and to do a lot of stuff. Boy, let me tell you.
And do this job.
My body been through it.
Y'all can hear it. And you know what? He's a soldier because he was here for y'all the same way Bud Light is always there for y'all. The same way 10YS will continue to be there for y'all. We'll be right back out of this break.
Bahamas, are you ready for the ultimate Bud Light football experience? Buy 2 6-packs of Bud Light at any Jimmy's Wines and Spirits location or at participating liquor stores, and you're automatically entered to win. You could score an all-expense-paid trip to watch the Dolphins game live. Don't wait. Grab your Bud Light and get in the game today. Bud Light is distributed by Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, who reminds you to drink in moderation.
Game on, Bahamas. The all-new Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook is where sports fans turn picks into play. From football to basketball and everything in between, we've got the odds that move with the game. It's fast, it's fun, it's built for players who know their stuff. So grab your picks, lock in your parlay, and feel the win with Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook. Some fans watch. Real fans play. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook turns every match, every shot, every score into your moment. The better you know the game, the better you play. Now with smarter features and a bigger experience, Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players who live the game. The secret is out. The all-new Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook is here, and it's what you've been waiting on. The action never stops. Live odds, live bets, live excitement. The biggest sportsbook is waiting on you. Your team, your moment, your win. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players. You know the game. You live for the rivalries, the buzzer beaters, the Hail Marys. At Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, we're built for that energy because we're built for players. Better odds, faster action, smarter bets. Visit everybodywinslive.com or drop into an EWL location and feel the difference. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players.
Welcome back to the Accredited, powered by 10th year seniors here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Ronaldo. I'm going to take you the rest of the way solo because 10YS had to hit the road. Very, very, very important things going on now in the baseball world. We are here in Houston, Texas, covering the World Baseball Classic, specifically covering the group of Bahamian players and one coach on Team Great Britain, and continuing to do historic things for that program, and as a byproduct, doing historic things for the Bahamian program. The World Baseball Classic is the top level to play baseball and to represent countries at the world's biggest stage. Everyone's not going to play for the Dodgers and Yankees. Both of those franchises are going to try, though. They're going to try to get everyone to play for them. But realistically, you can't. And the WBC began as a way to showcase baseball at a national team level at a time when baseball was not in the Olympics and also in non-Olympic years. So MLB decided that we need a way to put this game out here. It's continuing its expansion as a global game, and people need to see that. And it's continuing to grow. It's the most exciting version, I think, of the game because it's one of the rare opportunities when the players of this caliber get to play for their flag. It's one thing playing for the franchises. It's one thing, playing for the check. It's always a different thing when you play for your country. And you see that 162 game season is a trek in MLB. Completely different when they get to play in this and they're playing for something else. The bragging rights mean a whole lot more than you think, especially from the players not from America. And even Team USA had to respond to that by bringing their best team ever here for 2026. And we're going to see them tonight. If you're going to see them tonight, I mentioned it earlier in our earlier segment that I think it's going to be the upset of a lifetime. And if I am doing anything in the post game, I'm going to have to do the Al Michaels "Do You Believe in Miracles" call from the 1980s U.S. hockey team beating the USSR. Because if Great Britain beats Team USA tonight, it will be on that level as one of the greatest upsets in the history of sports, any sport. But I want just being around the stadium at Dyken Park, just seeing all the Great Britain fans, seeing their interactions with the players. My first thought was, I don't know if we appreciate what we have. And usually when we have these discussions, we're talking about players specifically. But I started thinking this when I saw Albert Cartwright, who's an assistant coach on Team Great Britain, who's played for Team Great Britain since his days in the minors with the Phillies. So he transitioned. Think about how much stock they place in this person. We have him as a player for 2 qualifiers. We make him a member of the staff for the next decade. And when you think about having Bahamian talent, don't exclude that. Don't exclude the coaches. It's not just what you have on the field, because what you have on the sidelines so often creates that talent that's on the field. And so when you speak to the people around the Great Britain program and they talk about AC in this glowing light, they talk about how much respect they have for his knowledge of the game, respect for the players that he's had such an integral hand in producing and still does. I know personally because I'm on the scenes. I'm there watching him morning after morning, still working with teenagers at the lowest level of the game, still trying to get them to this point. And knowing that he still does that, and then seeing him at this stage with a lot of the players that he helped to produce, with guys like Ian, with guys like Jazz that he coached at a teenage level. And I just thought that we don't appreciate what we have a lot of the time, because the people that do this kind of thing do not get that same kind of love at home. They don't. You would get removed from national team spots. You wouldn't get the same kind of recognition that another country does. And then when people see you having allegiance to another country, they may take that some kind of way or feel some kind of way about it. But what choice do you have if what you do is not appreciated and not received with the type of love that it should be? I would ply my trades to where it does. And I think it's only right to do that. So I had several fans from Great Britain come up to me and they were asking me about baseball training in the Bahamas and, just watching the way he coached with some of the guys. And these are guys that are pros, so obviously they know so much about the game already, but they wanted to talk to me about development, about how a lot of this happened, because people are fascinated with that story, and they are fascinated by the people that continue to make that story happen. And they were shocked to know that Albert still works with teenagers every day in producing more of this Bahamian talent. And so I tell them about Elite Sports Academy, and I tell them that you would still find them on the field every morning trying to work on that next generation. And these people are astonished by that, because I had one guy tell me if he was in the UK doing this, let's just say it would be a much more lucrative venture than it is in the Bahamas, because that's how invested they are in growing their baseball culture, and that's what they are willing to do to see it reach to the next level. Think about it. In the game against Mexico, anyone with Bahamian heritage did so much in making that team go. And it's been like this pretty much in every Great Britain qualifier and in both editions of the main event of the WBC. And they see Albert as a huge reason of why that happens. And not just him, but Bahamian coaching in general. But obviously, he is going to be the poster child and the face for that, him along with Anton Richardson. But these people value that, because they understand that the talent on the field doesn't happen without that. So I just had a moment of realization that if people from the other side of the world can get it and can appreciate it, are willing to invest in it, then why aren't we? But for now, you know what? I'll get off the soapbox and I'll get to the action happening. This week, I had a chance to catch up with AC before the game. He talked about what it meant for Bahamians to play at this level and what it means to see them play together. Because it's one thing, yeah, everybody knows that you're going to have Jazz. Jazz, of course, is the face for Bahamian baseball right now. But you have so many other guys as a part of this roster. You got Ian Lewis, who we're going to get to later. Christian Robinson, both making their WBC debut. PJ Murray is back for his second stint. Trace Thompson is back for his second stint. But let's hear AC now talk about what this means for the Bahamas. All right, AC, back again with Team Great Britain. A bit of a different roster, but still with a strong group of Bahamians. What do you think about this year's crew?
Oh man, it's been a whirlwind to finally get out there. You know, we've been putting this roster together for months now, and it's exciting to see we got Jazz. I know we got a few other Bahamians out there playing. It's a unique situation to bring these guys at such a high level to play together, but we're pretty excited to get started, and we'll see how the ball goes today.
I know BJ's been here before, but this is the first time for guys like Robbie and Ian. What do you expect from them in this situation?
Oh man, it's so crazy to see these guys at these levels and they come together, play as Bahamians. But we're expecting exciting stuff for these guys. I think that for us to be successful, these guys really has to get the ball rolling. And with Jazz leading the way, we should be fine.
Let's get to the actual game. Team Great Britain, Team Mexico, the first one in pool play. It was enemy territory right away. That's what it felt like. So obviously, you know the demographic of Texas. So the Mexican fans were there well before the gates at Dyken Park even opened. So I get there for my credentials about 3 hours ahead of game time. I thought I was just going to walk into, pretty much an empty stadium. Nah, they were lined up around the block. People were asking me where to go and what time the gates were going to be open. And all I saw was Team Mexico everywhere. Like, they came out in droves for this because that's what it means to these people. That's what it means to their culture. So automatically right away, it felt like how it feels when underdogs go to play, really. Obviously, you knew it would be a bigger thing for them. Mexico is predicted to be one of the main contenders in this tournament, expected to advance out of this group alongside the USA. So that stage is already set as the underdogs, but then the warm-ups start, and I forget all about that because you see the players on the field, and the first thing you thought was the Bahamians really make this team go. Just the camaraderie, just the nature, and it begins with Jazz because he's the only all-star on this team. He's the big name for Team Great Britain, so obviously he's the engine that is going to make things go, and his confidence kind of buoys everyone else around him. And so once we get to that, then it's just baseball. It's just baseball. So one of the things that stood out to me, I spoke with Ian before the game, and it's natural that you have that kind of nervous energy, young player in AA, first time playing at this level, getting the start in short, which I didn't even know at the time when we did the interview, but getting the start in short, it stands to reason that he's going to be a bit nervous. I saw him and Jazz had a moment just after they were done with warm-ups where Ian knelt to himself and he was praying. And, Jazz came over, they shared an exchange, and they came off the field together. It's kind of like showing him, giving him that last bit of confidence before the game got underway and showing him, kind of how this pro ropes go, okay? But right away, in the first inning, first ground ball is hit to short, and Ian makes a great defensive play, and I thought, all right, the jitters are gone. The jitters are gone. The game was back and forth for 8 innings, and for 8 innings, it looked like Great Britain was going to pull this thing off. By the way, Jazz, the only player, I think, in this entire tournament that uses his own walk-up music, and I think that's a flex. I think that's a flex. In terms of the numbers, Ian went 2 for 4, scored a run. Trace Thompson was 2 for 4. BJ Murray was 1 for 3 offensively. Jazz didn't have a hit. There was a big moment. Okay, so the game, let's go inning by inning, right? The game was pretty much nothing happened for the first 2 innings, and then Nacho Alvarez crushes a homer to left center to give Mexico a 1-0 lead. People thought Mexico they really thought they were going to run away with this game, but it never happened. Great Britain's staff, I think this staff has so much more talent and experience. The pitching staff had so much more talent and experience than the 23 team that it kept them in this game. So we get to the bottom of the fifth. It was 1-0 for 4 innings pretty much. We get to the bottom of the 5th, and then that's when the intensity picks up. So Ian gets his first single of the game on a ground ball through the hole to left. Trace Thompson comes up next. He singles. Ian got on his horse, slid into second, but very aware, right? The base running and the awareness here, elite. So as he slides into second, he sees that Randy Rosarina's slow to get the single that Trace hit. So he gets up, breaks out of his slide, scrapes second base with his index finger, turns and heads to third, gets into third safely. And the play had to stop. It was reviewed. Everyone had an opinion on it. It pretty much went viral because his heads up base running and the speed that he shows, plus speed obviously for anyone's scouting report, the hustle that he showed on that play. Ian played a game like somebody who belongs in the big leagues. And you heard people in the press box saying it that if he continues this and he plays this tournament like this, he's on a fast track to the big leagues. Like this year, if he's playing like this, because this is the stage to do it, right? So with runners on first and third, Jazz comes up, but already mentioned, not having a good day offensively. He flies out, and the best chance, or what seemed like the best chance Great Britain had, kind of ended with a whimper after all the theatrics. And then in the top of the 6th, it looks like Mexico is going to break it open. Great Britain had Ryan Long on the mound. He walked a batter on 4 pitches, hit another, got a strikeout. But it just looked like it was time for Mexico to really assert their dominance. It looked like Great Britain was going to implode. But Long got out of that jam thanks to Trace Thompson, who made an incredible catch against the wall. Allowed Long to get a second life in that inning. He ends up striking out a batter, so they get out of that jam with Mexico with runners in scoring position. Take it to the 7th, still pretty much nothing happening. We're all tied 1-1. Everyone is shocked about this, by the way. Like, people in the press box cannot believe that Mexico and Great Britain are tied 1-1 this late into the game. They expected this to be done. And when we get to the 8th, that's where things completely change. 1-1 headed into the 8th. Mexico gets 2 base runners, and Aranda hits a homer off back. Didn't know it at the time, but that was just the beginning. Then the floodgates were open. Mexico scores 7 unanswered to that point. They go up 8-1, eventually win 8-2. Trace singles for the second time in the 9th, brings home Ian for the final run of the game. Mexico wins 8-2, and what had several opportunities to be an amazing story and to be the kind of upset that people were going to talk about, not just for this tournament, but people were going to talk about for a while. It had that opportunity, just kind of fell by the wayside because Mexico is so deep and so talented. And when you have an opportunity to beat a team like that, you gotta take it because they're not going to give it to you. This Mexican team is loaded with all-stars. They got Alejandro Kirk, Rowdy Tellez. This is a deep team. They did what many expected them to do. Great effort by Team Great Britain, but I caught up with BJ Murray after the game, and he dished on what he thought and how they rebound tonight, because tonight you go from the frying pan straight into the fire. Tonight they got Team USA. All right, BJ, tough first one. It was 1-1 headed into the 8th inning. You guys played Mexico tough, sixth ranked team in the world. But what do you think about your team's performance today?
I thought we played well, and I mean, it wasn't the outcome that we wanted, but there's still a lot of positives going into the next game. I know the last 2 innings weren't too good, but I think we got a lot of like movement towards the next game, another positive towards the next game.
Big plays out there from the Bahamian players. Ian, one of the youngest on the team, getting the start is short. What do you think about his performance and the Bahamians in general?
Ian had 2 hits today, and he made all his plays, so that's a good day. Jazz made all of his plays today. Yeah, everyone doing their thing. So I think if we just continue to work at these things and be confident in who we are as people and as a group, I think we'll be all right.
And looking forward now, a big one tomorrow against Team USA. How do you turn things around this quickly?
I mean, flush it. I mean, today dead, so tomorrow's a new day. We can't dwell on the past. Yes, this game, it finished. So tomorrow's a new game, a new day, clean slate.
As tough as that was, one of the bright spots in this obviously has to be the play of Ian Lewis. I think this was, and yes, we'll have to see how the rest of this tournament turns out, but we could be at a spot where we look back on this and we think, this was the star turn. This was the moment where he went from little-known minor league prospect to somebody that proved that they belong on the big stage. I am excited to see where things go for him from here, because best case scenario, you do well against Team USA, everyone takes notice of that. You continue the WBC, you have a great run of this tournament where you put up the numbers. That could change everything into not only where you start the season, but also where the organization looks at you. And even if it's not this organization, even if it's not with the Marlins, where do you go next? I mean, Marlins in a bad spot right now because they don't have a whole lot to look forward to. But I think this event can be a star-making vehicle for Ian Lewis. We spoke about that before the game, what it meant to him to be there, and what he feels like it can do for his career.
Y'all have to tell them put this on.
Yeah, they play some loud music.
All right. And tell me what this experience like for Great Britain has been so far, even before we get to the games that come.
Shoot, man, it's been a blessing to be with the guys, be with the brothers, you know what I'm saying? Come over there and have some fun, learn some new things from guys who have more experience than me, and just enjoy a really special moment, you know?
What do you hope to get out of this whole experience at the WBC?
Man, I just hope I remember everything that I see right now. Keep everything that I retain, all the knowledge and stuff like that, and just really go there and have fun with these guys, you know?
You're looking for this to be an opportunity for you to kind of make your name. I mean, you're playing against some big timers, some big major leaguers, probably some future Hall of Famers. What do you think this opportunity can do for your career?
Man, I think this opportunity can blast me forward, but honestly, I just want to enjoy it. Like I said, there's no pressure. These guys play baseball, I play baseball. We've been doing this for a long time, so I just want to go there and show that.
And what does it feel like to be able to play alongside Bahamians at this level? It's the highest level of baseball.
So special, so special. Being on the side of Jazz, Robbie, Chavez, and all them guys in there, the clubhouse is just an amazing energy, amazing feeling doing it with these guys, and I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life.
There'll be a whole lot more from the WBC. I'll be here to give you the rundown on everything you need to know. So follow us on our social media handles. I mean, what are you doing with your life if you don't already? At 10th Year Seniors on every platform there is out there. Most of our work is done on Facebook and IG. We're not great at TikTok. We're working on it. We need somebody younger to take over our TikTok to really deal with that. But yeah, follow us at 10th Year Seniors. You'll see everything we post. Follow us for recaps, interviews, all the content you need out of the WBC, with obviously through the prism of following our guys, because there's nothing like Bahamian media being there telling the story through their eyes. So it's Team USA tonight, Team Italy on Sunday, and then Monday they complete group play against Team Brazil. So there's a lot left for Team Great Britain and a lot left for our guys to go out, show, and prove. We're in baseball mode right now, but before the show ends, I gotta talk some college hoops. Even while I'm here in Houston, we gotta check in on Bahamians at the conference tournaments, but we'll do that when we get back out of our final break.
Game on, Bahamas. The all-new Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook is where sports fans turn picks into play. From football to basketball and everything in between, we've got the odds that move with the game. It's fast, it's fun, it's built for players who know their stuff. So grab your picks, lock in your parlay, and feel the win with Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook. Some fans watch, real fans play. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook turns every match, every shot, every score into your moment. The better you know the game, the better you play. Now with smarter features and a bigger experience, Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players who live the game. The secret is out. The all-new Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook is here, and it's what you've been waiting on. The action never stops. Live odds, live bets, live excitement. The biggest sportsbook is waiting on you. Your team, your moment, your win. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players. You know the game. You live for the rivalries, the buzzer beaters, the Hail Marys. At Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, we're built for that energy because we're built for players. Better odds, faster action, smarter bets. Visit everybodywinslive.com or drop into an EWL location and feel the difference. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players.
March is all about the madness. Whether people are into college hoops or not, it's become such a marketing tool. The alliteration just works for everyone. So when you hear March Madness, people are dialed in. Now, officially, when you say it, that is about the NCAA tournament. But the madness starts before that, because for a lot of people to even get to the NCAA tournament, what you need is to put in this work in the conference tourneys. And they began earlier this week. the first few Bahamians to play and coach in conference tourneys got underway. The headline for that has to be the run that Coach Yo is on with Ole Miss right now in the SEC tourney. The SEC, and we've talked about it before, but the SEC women's basketball is an absolute gauntlet. It is the toughest conference in America to play in. So many ranked teams, the best teams in the country, all stacked in this one conference, in this one region. And it's hell to get through. And she has built Ole Miss, has taken them from the cellar and made them a legitimate contender, ranked every year. I feel like they are going to make a run this year. They are going to shock a lot of people, and we see that has started already in the SEC tournament. So round one, they did what was expected, blew away Auburn 73-57, but it was the quarterfinals yesterday that got a whole lot of people looking, because they're faced up against number 5 Vanderbilt. And that first half was one of the most incredible first halves of basketball. A defensive display. Like, I'm trying to focus on the World Baseball Classic, but at the same time, I'm updating and refreshing. And at one point, I couldn't believe the score because Ole Miss was blowing away Vanderbilt. And this is the 5th ranked team in the country. They beat Vanderbilt early on in the season. I think it was January 30th. Well, not early on in the season, but they beat them earlier in the year, so they already had some experience on how to play this team and how to beat this team. But the second time around was even better. I remember checking it at one point, and it was 49-17. But it's the SEC, so obviously it only gets tougher from here. So you beat number 5 Vanderbilt. What is waiting for you next? A matchup tonight against number 4 Texas. But, I mean, Bret Hart put it best. To be the best, you got to beat the best. So if Coach Yo is going to make history, if her Ole Miss team is going to make history, they are going to have to run through all of these SEC teams to prepare you for the big dance in March. So keep track of that tonight. SEC tournament in Greenville, South Carolina. The game is on, I want to say 7 p.m. our time. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In Greenville, South Carolina. It'll be on ESPN2, so keep track of Coach Yo and Ole Miss. Over on the men's side, Valentino Simon and the Omaha Mavs in the Summit League Conference Tourney. So, to put it in perspective, Ole Miss is going to be in the tournament whether they lose at this point or not. They're going to get an automatic bid someplace in the tournament in the field of 68. Not the same for Simon and the Mavericks. 16-16 regular season, 8-8 in summer league play. They need to win their conference tournament to get in, just like they did last year. They're going to have to do that again. Open the Summit League with a 76-62 win over South Dakota. Simon had 6 points, 5 boards in that one. And it is completely up to how they do in this tournament, whether they're going to get in or not. So that's the beautiful thing about this point, the preamble to the main event, because conference tournaments means so much different things to so much different teams, and how they play determines whether, for a lot of these guys, whether that career comes to an end or whether you keep it rolling. So they are back at it tonight. With teams like this, every game is a playoff game. They have North Dakota State. So if Simon and the Mavs are going to make a run reminiscent of the one they made last year, you got to win to keep going, because winning is the only way to get in. In terms of another team playing in their conference tournament that saw their season, well, not their season come to an end, but their run at the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament come to an end, Frederick King and Murray State. So they were eliminated. Started the year so promising at 16-3, first year under Ryan Miller. It looked like they were going to be a shoe-in to win this league. The opportunity at an automatic bid is out the window. So right now they're in wait-and-see approach to see where they'll end up for the postseason. But for King specifically, after having years playing behind Big East Defensive Player of the Year, Ryan Kalkbrenner, 3 years, probably stayed there 2 years too long. Kalkbrenner's in the league right now, playing for Charlotte. King transferred out because Ryan Miller was pretty much the guy that recruited him to come to Creighton, and when he got the job to Murray State, King went along with him. Best decision of his career. I'm sure when he looks back on it, it'll always be the best decision of his basketball career, because right away he stepped into the MVC, became one of the elite players in the league, averaged 13.2 points a game, led the MVC in rebounds at 8.4 a game, led the conference in block shots, had 8 double-doubles, and his resume of postseason awards, crazy. First team All-MVC, MVC Newcomer of the Year, All-Defensive Team, and was a member of the All-Newcomer team. So sometimes when you get up out of there and you find a new spot, sometimes it works out perfectly. That's not just for hoopers, by the way. That's not just for athletes. That could be y'all at y'all job. Sometimes you just got to find a new spot because you probably fit in better at that new spot. I'm talking to us too. Sometimes we need to take our own advice. So we'll see what happens there. That'll do it for this episode of the Accredited. We will be back next week. I'll be able to fill you in on more from Houston, however the WBC turns out for our guys, and then we will be full into the madness. Next week, we're going to be all college hoops. Well, not all, but next week we're going to be mostly college hoops. See y'all guys. Thank you for listening. Stay rocking with us. Follow 10YS on all platforms, by the way. All the ones that I mentioned earlier. And if you didn't hear, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, like, share, comment, subscribe. YouTube, I forgot that one, the YouTube channel. Follow all of that good stuff for all the organized chaos and unsolicited opinions you did not know you wanted, but you get them right here.